This doe was finished kindling, so I'm going to check the new litter. She has built an excellent nest. She's packed the straw in tightly and pulled plenty of fur. The babies are all together in one nice little pile. Remove any dead kits, chunks of afterbirth, and soiled bedding. Add more bedding if necessary. The doe has fed her kits. See their fat little bellies? Especially in the summer, remove excess fur and store it in a clean container with a tight-fitting lid. You can add this fur to other nests if necessary. Does don't usually mind if you add fur that isn't their own. Most does have only 8 nipples, so they can only raise 8 kits properly. If the litter is larger than that, foster some to another doe that has fewer babies. If you breed several rabbits at the same time, often you will have an available foster mother. Fostering is simple. Just remove any fur from the baby to be moved and add it to the new foster nest, putting the new kit under the originals. They will soon all smell alike, and the foster doe will accept them readily. If there are no foster does available, you will have to destroy the weakest babies. Check the nest box daily. Remove any babies that have expired and add more bedding if the nest is beginning to get loose and fall apart. If the bedding is getting wet, remove some of it and add some more dry straw. Most does feed their babies only once a day and for a very short period. This is a doe feeding her babies. She is hunching over them in the nest box, and the babies each grab a nipple. You'll rarely catch a doe feeding her babies, but you'll be able to tell. These kits are 3 days old, and they are well fed. Look at their fat little bellies. They are just beginning to get their fur coat. These bunnies are 10 days old. Their eyes are just beginning to open. This is the cutest stage. They are 3 weeks old and taking great interest in the world outside of the nest box. Now is the time to disinfect the cage floor and remove the nest box. In hot weather, I sometimes remove it even before the kits are 3 weeks old. Once the babies are out of the box, feeding time becomes a frenzy. If you walk into the barn and hear some scurrying and loud smacking noises, you'll know the doe has rang the dinner bell. Now, until they are weaned, the babies require no special attention. They will find a waterer and feeder on their own. I'm going to wean these babies today. They're now 5 weeks old. The mother has been rebred, so I suspect that her milk has begun to diminish. Before I wean the babies, I'll check the doe just to look at her milk supply. Her nipples are small and tight. That tells me that she's not providing her babies with much milk. If they were full, I would probably leave a couple babies with her for a little while longer. That way I would ensure that she would dry up properly. These are the cages that the fryers will be going into. They have been thoroughly cleaned and disinfected. Any leftover food has been tossed, and the feeders have been cleaned and disinfected. And the waters have been emptied, disinfected, and refilled. They're ready for the fryers. You should give each bunny a check-over, looking for abnormalities or signs of diarrhea. Weigh each rabbit and record the weights. Fryer rabbits should weigh about 2.5 pounds at 5 weeks of age and 4 to 5 pounds when you weigh them again at 8 to 10 weeks. These weights will get transferred to the doe's record card and will help you to evaluate her performance. Now we'll give the fryers a large handful of hay. I find if you keep litter mates together, there's usually no weaning setback or stress. I don't bother to sex the rabbits at this time. Since my rabbits are out by 10 weeks of age, fights rarely occur. If at weaning time I do notice some exceptional babies and I'm in the market for some prospective breeding stock, I will keep them separate. I would give the buck his own cage, and I would probably put 2 does to a cage. This cage here is an example. These does, when I weaned them, I realized that they were exceptional. So they've been living, just the 2 of them in the cage. They're now ready to go into my main barn.